Hello, students. Today we shall enjoy John Donne's poem Go and Catch a Falling Star. I think you have heard the name of John Donne for the first time because John Donne was not in your syllabus of BA Part 1. So let me tell you some little introduction about John Donne's life as well as about his important works. John Donne was born in 1572. His father was an ironmonger. His mother was a daughter of John Heywood, one of the celebrated Elizabethan dramatists. John Donne seems to have inherited his earthly attachment from his father as well as his literary talents and religious inclination from his mother. We don't have much of knowledge about John Donne's early life and the kind of education he received at the early stage of his life. But the two things are very much clear here. Number one, that the early death of his father. His father died when he was only 5 years old. And the second one, that is about his bringing up. That is about his rearing that was done by his mother, who was very much disciplined, who was religious by heart and mind. She was Catholic mother, and therefore she also employed a Catholic teacher to teach the poet. We also get the knowledge about John Donne's temperament, that his temperament was rebellious one. He never liked Catholic. From the very beginning, he always opposed the strictness of or the seriousness of the Catholic religion. He studied at Oxford for 3 years, then he left it, went to the Cambridge. There again after 3 years he left the Cambridge, then he went to London, and in 1592 he entered at Lincoln's Inn to study law. But there he also left it too in 1593. In the same year, he openly rejected Catholicism and accepted Jacobean Anglicanism. That is, he never believed in Catholicism. Then he started his writing in 1592, and his first creations were satires. And in those satires, he ridicules everything which was conventional and serious. He then married secretly to Anne More, his master's niece, in 1601. But that life was also not enjoying for him. He faced so many great financial difficulties in his life. He took up other odd jobs in order to survive himself as well as for his growing family. He had 7 children, and his wife also died in 1617, leaving these all 7 children with him. He always faced great mental conflicts during 1608 to 1615, as well as the financial worries. By birth, he was of the inquiring temperament. He believed in inquiring. So, in this way, we come to know about his life as well as about his study and some of his works. His first collection of poems, that is Songs and Sonnets, published posthumously. Posthumously means after his death, after 3 years of his death. And this is the famous one. The poem that we are going to read today is one of that one of from that collection. Now let us see about the poem. What is there in this poem? The title of the poem is Go and Catch a Falling Star. This is very light and joyful poem because we cannot say it as a serious one. But this poem reveals the belief of the John Donne. When he was in London and he was living a good deal of London's life, this poem was written. And what is there in this poem? If I like to tell you the gist of this poem, what about this poem is that this is about the expression of the poet, expression about the distrust of womankind, giving so many exaggerations. He says that it is no more possible to get a faithful woman than it is to catch a falling star. That we have the title. And that is to perform the greatest of non-possibilities, impossibilities. We know very well that it is impossible to touch the stars, to get the stars, to catch the stars. But the poet says that finding a faithful woman is even more difficult and more impossible in this world. So, the poet is talking about the woman's inconsistency, woman's unfaithfulness. He gives many images in this poem. Through these images of the impossibilities, he tries to prove his argument. He also gives other logics and establishes his idea that doing so many things, doing so many improbabilities and impossibilities, a man cannot find a true and faithful woman in this world. So the attitude towards woman of the poet is very unwelcoming. We don't accept or we don't like this kind of attitude because this is a kind of cynical attitude to the fair sex. And this kind of attitudes were very much prevalent in the times of John Donne. Although in his later poems we find a rational attitude towards women by John Donne. He followed the Petrarchan tradition, also told about woman as a heroine, a goddess worthy of love, admiration, worship, etc. So, this way, this is the poem we are going to read today, line by line, word by word. One thing that is also most important about the poet, we must know, is that John Donne belongs to the school of metaphysical poets. Metaphysical term, just a minute.